welcome back. So it's March 2nd. I feel like I'm your calendar girl. For anything, you watch these videos to find out what month it is. So I can't believe we're already into March. It's March Madness. And I'm hoping that doesn't mean anything. But so far for me, this week, even though it's only March 2nd, it feels like March Madness already. I am going through a lot of stuff right now. And so I just wanted to share some of the things that I'm going through. In previous videos, I've talked a little bit about my special needs adult daughter and mentioned getting guardianship over her and said that I would discuss it further in the future. So here we are. I would like to discuss it a little bit further. So I'm going to talk to you. A lot of you probably already know what it is or why you would need it or whatever, but it was foreign to me. And so that's how I'm going to talk to you about it, is why do we need it? What does it look like? And people will ask me when I'm telling them that I'm working on this, will say, well, why would you need guardianship over your daughter? Isn't she already yours? Didn't you already adopt her? And yes, I did. But now that she's 23, now that she's an adult, she is legally her own guardian. She makes all of her own decisions. And I don't have much say, just like you with your adult children. You don't have a whole lot of say. They have their own lives. They can make their own decisions. Their finances are theirs. Their personal relationships, health, information is all theirs. And you don't have any say. And so that's what happens now with my adult special needs daughter. And so guardianship is very important to get when you have a child who's not functioning at an adult level. And so financially and health-wise and everything, I need to make these decisions for her. And currently I'm running into some issues, legal issues, medical issues, and I don't have a say and she does, and they're not in her best interest, and she doesn't know how to navigate through a legal system or whatever, right? I have been very fortunate where doctors and police officers are willing to give me the information because they recognize the situation, but to make legal decisions for her, I can't do that. And so back when she was 18, I didn't really want to do it. Then at night, when she was 19, I thought, you know what, I better. I had heard horror stories of just financial situations with some of my friends or people that I know who've had children in group homes and maybe have somebody working with them, a companion or a friend or whatever. And our kids give all their money. They have access to their money, or they get embezzled or whatever, right? There are horror stories. I mean, you hear that for seniors as well. There are people out there that are looking for easy targets, and our kids often are those easy targets. So I thought, okay, I'm going to start doing that, working on her guardianship. So there are agencies where I live in Edmonton, in the greater Edmonton area, that will help you do the guardianship. And it's free if you go to them. It's time consuming, to say the least. So you go and you spend half a day and in a class, and they show you how to fill out the papers, what to do, because these are legal documents. They have to be done a specific way. Otherwise, they're just going to keep coming back. And it is a lot of paperwork. So if you look here, this is my folder that I was given eons ago. And it is like just packed with papers that you're filling out. And some of it looks like duplicates, and they probably are. But it is a lot of work. But I thought, hey, it's worth it. I'm saving money. I will do this. So I spent a lot of time doing all my paperwork, had to get a capacity assessment done for my daughter, and that's, you have to go to a psychiatrist or their psychiatrist, and they do this capacity assessment. I found out later that when your documents go to court, the capacity assessment can't be much older than 6 months. There is a little bit of leeway, but so I would suggest doing that a little bit later. However, a lot of the questions in here, or some of the questions, refer to the capacity assessment. So it's very, it's got a lot of time constraints on it. So anyways, I did that. I was so proud of myself. I took my little packet and went proudly into the office to say, look at this, I'm done. And what is that saying? Pride goeth before the fall. I had no fault of the ladies, I don't think, but I had this lady who was very brusque. I think she's been working in this job for a long time, and just made me feel very small and incompetent, and I just felt horrible when I left there, because I had thought I did a good job, and it was awful. It was devastating. Like, I think sounds a little dramatic, but I think I have a little bit of trauma. It has stopped me from going back there, and I needed to get this done. So I tried again. I went, okay, I've got to get this done, and tried again. And unfortunately, I was in a car accident, which then put things behind, because I broke my arm and ribs and whatever, it doesn't matter. But I had a hard time getting the work done. And by then my capacity report was what happened, and it was getting to be a lot. So I kept stalling because I didn't want to go back to this person or this company, and no fault of theirs. I would recommend, if you've got the time and the energy to do it, do it. I decided to go the lawyer route, and am very happy that I did. I went in with my completed paperwork, so it was less work for them, which was nice. It made my little bit less. But I'm telling you, the time, I don't know if you were doing it on your own. So I have started this process a year and a half ago, and we are still not guardians of her, just because of the process. And that's not the lawyers working on it. It's just, it has to go through so many different channels and desks, and you're waiting on so many people. And one thing I didn't know when doing it on my own, which I probably would have found out, is you have to get a different crim check, and not the ones that we get through for fostering, but a different one has to be done. And you have to get, if you're going to be the financial person, then you have to have a credit check done, and then you have to have references, and they have to contact family members to see if they are fine with that. So my older children had to be in agreement with me getting guardianship over my daughter. So there's just been a lot of running back and forth, and as frustrating as it has been, I am so glad that I went with the lawyer. So it cost me maybe $1,000 versus my time and being free, but it's totally worth it. I'm now in a situation where I'm wishing that this would speed up. I didn't think that it would take this long, and again, that's why I encourage you to get it done before you need to, because now I'm in a situation where there are criminal things, legal issues, medical issues that we have to deal with, and I'm being left out of the loop here, or can't do what I need to do. And again, the doctors have been good, but in order for me to, let's say, get a medical procedure done for my daughter that she doesn't want done, I'm just using this as an example, and the doctor feels that it needs to be done, it's not life-threatening, there's just a lot more hoops to jump. So it's just easier to get guardianship over your child. So that's the situation that I'm in right now. Another thing that just happened this week is there was an incident with my daughter, and I'm not going to go into a lot of details about what happened because it's personal, But just to say that she got into a situation and had left her home without permission and was entering into a could be dangerous situation. 911 was called, and at first they were not going to do anything because she's 23 years old and can make her own decisions, so they were going to wait 24 hours. We had to discuss with them what was going on, but again, because she's 23, she can make her own decisions. She can leave that place if she wants to. She could go get a tattoo. She could go, to whatever. And thankfully, she's in a home where there's amazing staff. I can never say enough about this home that she's in. So it's been awesome. But we have a trial coming up in October of this year, and so I need to have guardianship over her. Like I said, just everything that's going on with her, even just simple things, with, like, say, internet issues and stuff. She has a right to be on the internet, and with your own kids when they're in their teens or whatever, can get into some pretty sticky situations, pretty ugly situations on the internet. There's nothing we can do about it, again, because she's an adult. It'd be like you walking into your 25-year-old or 26-year-old child's house and saying, I'm turning off the internet because I feel like you're making poor choices. Can't do it. And so legally, it just puts you in a really rough situation. So I really encourage you to, if you're getting to that point, if you've got a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, and you feel like you need to be in charge of their finances, in charge of their decision making, I encourage you to get on it, because it is not a slow process. It is a very long process. It's not like I just recently did a power of attorney for my mom. I'm power of attorney for her. She has dementia. Went in, brought documents like her will and her personal directive and a few minor documents like that. Dropped them off at the lawyer's office. Within a week or so, I'm back signing it. It's all said and done. Paid them their bill, which was very minimal, and it was done. And it was so easy. And you think, well, why wouldn't guardianship be easier just like that? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I just know that it's not. It's a lot more work and very time consuming. So if you want to go agency or with companies that will do it, good on you. If you've got the time and you've got the energy and whatever else, then I say go for it. If you want to go lawyer route, still going to take you time. But for me, it's been worth every penny I've spent on it. And like I said, it hasn't been a whole lot, not as much as what I would thought, maybe $1,000, which really isn't a lot in comparison to the work that I see that I've had to do. So have any of you had to do this guardianship? Have you had similar experiences to what I've gone through? And maybe I'm just not one of the lucky ones where it is taking longer, or I don't have the patience or whatever. Comment below. I'd really love to hear from you. Have you been in a situation where your kids have been victims and you don't know what to do and you want to share or talk about it? Please comment. We are here for each other, and this is a learning thing. Like I said, when I started talking about this, I was totally ignorant to all of it. Why would I do it? What could happen? And my eyes have been opened. I never thought I would be in this situation with a lot of the things that I'm in. We never think that, and yet here I am. So let's discuss that. If you feel that this vlog might help somebody else, please share it with them. Subscribe to our videos. So we do weekly videos. share them, and comment below. Thanks again for joining, and I hope this wasn't too boring, and I hope it was informative for you, and I look forward to hearing from you.